Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to talk about a knife that was sent in to the channel for review. This is a Concept Knives Rei, R-E-I. This is designed by Karambit Maker. I'm guessing a maker of karambits. And I like this one quite a bit. There's one relatively, I don't know if it's a large issue, but it's enough of an issue for me to bring it up, and dependent on which version you get or example you get, it could become an issue. Now, first off, I think I'm going to call this a spear clip blade shape. Kind of looks like a spear point and a clip point put together. So a spear clip, I don't know. I'm going with it. It's got this really cool tactical kind of look to it that you see with some of the old timers. But then it has some modern to it as well. I really like it. The one downside I was talking about is this clip. It actually, because of these dimples, which these dimples remind me of a Spyderco, I think. I don't know which one, the Chubb or something like that. But anyway, because of these dimples, the area of the clip, the ramp or whatever that is that contacts the frame, that normally would keep it off of the frame lock is right inside of that dimple. So they put that dimple in a bad spot, in my opinion. So now the pressure actually transfers to the lock bar. So you have lock bar pressure issues with this as a frame lock if you put your finger on the clip. So you'll see the stock detent is pretty soft. I can fail it pretty easy, but if I put my thumb on this clip right here and press down, like I'm just pressing to get leverage, now it's like a full-on good detent. So I don't know, maybe it turned into a positive somehow, but there you see I can't even deploy it. If you have one with a soft detent, it honestly helps. You can just put your fingers on the clip and then you get like a nice snappy pop of the detent, versus if you're off the clip, it'll just leak out. The thumb studs are excellent. I mean, it really hammers when you get it. Oh, what the heck am I doing? Try that again. Try it right-handed. See? Yeah. It really fires out. I was getting them to really thunder out left-handed. I don't know what I'm doing now. Maybe I was on the flipper tab. There it goes. There it is. That was a nice one. I don't know if you can hear it, but the acoustics are nice. So left-handed, it's actually pretty solid. And even though the detent is softer, I like the flipper tab. It has no jimping, but it's nice and long. Gives you a good push button. And it feels, honestly, it feels satisfying to deploy, even with the softer detent. I think it's a combination of a good flipper tab and the clip actually putting pressure on the lock bar. But let's say you got one of these and the detent is on the stronger side normally. Well, that clip is going to make it lock up. You're not going to be able to deploy the knife. That has happened to me on this knife. If I get it in just the right spot and put enough pressure, then I just like can't even deploy it. So, you know, a little bit of give and take there. I think overall it's solid. I think they designed it right with the clip, I mean, but then they just put that dimple in the worst spot. If that dimple was down here or up here, that clip would be landing on the frame, I think. So it could also be a version thing. So maybe there's a version of this that doesn't have the dimples, and then you wouldn't have that problem. So I don't know. Interesting. I like the bronze ano on the hardware. It's kind of a standard concept thing. I do not love the way these three screws line up. You have the two T6s on the clip, and then it almost looks like the clip hangs over this T8 right here. Kind of just wish they had moved that up a little bit so that there's a little bit of space here. Just seems like too many screws all together in one place right there. I don't know. I like the clip, little checkering on the clip. It's got some milling to it. Overall, I actually think it's pretty cool. Ergonomics are pretty good. It's kind of got like a hinder-ish look and feel to it. But it's comfortable in this grip. I have a large glove size hand, so keep that in mind. I am just getting enough room here to hold the knife, right? This is like, some people complain about the Skeleton Tuya Scaphoid. I love this knife, by the way. It's my favorite from Jim and one of my favorite Tuyas. Some people complain about this knife because when you hold it, if you have, let's say, a large glove size hand or larger, your finger kind of rides up to the flipper tab, and then that jimping kind of is a little bit aggressive. Now, I just, use my brain and I hold it a little bit away from the flipper tab so I don't touch it. Some people have argued if you get into like harder cutting, you're going to slide up, and I don't know who's doing all that kind of stuff. But sure, maybe. But this doesn't have jimping, so you wouldn't have that problem. And it kind of feels like your finger gets tucked a little more into the handle. So I don't really think this is a problem, but for the people that do, I don't think this one really has the same thing. It's just small, it feels like. It's smaller. Where with the skeleton design, he built in this area right here for your pinky. So people with larger hands could back off and put their pinky here, and that would help you lock it in. That was kind of the idea here, to help you with this, is to back up and use that pinky here, and then you can shift everything back and use that as your base point versus using the flipper tab and scrunching everything up. You use the pinky grip and scrunch back. This does not have that. It has a little cut here, but it's just, I think, an overall smaller knife. That kind of has it, I guess. It just feels a little different. I'm less likely to kind of grip back versus grip forward. But it feels comfortable to me. But if you have larger than large glove-sized hands, I think it's going to start getting too small. This is another one that would benefit from a hollow grind, but they did not do that here. This is in 20 CV, which is very cool. There's some information for you. It's the Ray, and again, it's Karambit maker. So there's a little Karambit and his logo. I really like it. I wish, obviously, the clip was off the lock bar, and I wish the detent was a little stronger overall. It's really tough to get these flipper stud combos correct. I don't think I own any flipper stud combos unless it's a top flipper. For that reason, it's just so hard to get these right. So, it does suffer from that, but it's not like terrible or anything. Again, size-wise, we can compare it to the Scaphoid here. It is a bit smaller than the Scaphoid. I think it would be, let's see, here's the Concept Fenrir. And it is a little bit smaller, but not by much, than the Fenrir. I have the Concept Model 6. These are their latest Lefty designs. And that one is about the same size. So you're looking at a Model 6 size knife, if that helps at all. I need to bend this clip because I think it's tapping. Yeah. So that is the Concept Ray. I do have one other knife here. I think it is a fixed blade from Olight. They were sending me to check out. I believe it's the Fortitude 2. So it's a little Father's Day thing. I guess that's the idea here. And this is in S35VN, micarta and G10. I actually like this design. If you saw my video on the original Fortitude when they sent it to me, you guys know I'm not a big fixed blade guy, but for a truck knife or something like that, I thought this was actually just a really solidly built knife, and I'm really liking it. Wow, they went all out with this. Okay, so that's looking really good, guys. Haven't seen this until right now. Here's I guess there's a little, oh, Such. It's a Such edition. Hell yeah. Well, If you guys don't know Such, he's a pew pew YouTube guy, mostly does some knife stuff, but he's one of the guys that actually got me into pew pew and then transferred me to knives, because I got from his channel somehow to Nick Shabazz, and that's how I got to the knife world. So Such is the man. But look at that handle, isn't that gorgeous? And look at this leather sheath. The one on the original one, I believe, is a Kydex one. I think I have it in my truck because I liked it so much. I just put it in my truck as like a truck knife. And here it is. And yeah, it's just got a really good feel in hand. I know this is a guard, but I always feel like people design these to where it almost feels like a flipper that's open. I don't know why they do that, because I could maybe have be a little bit more comfortable here if this was just micarta and G10 versus like a little flipper tab. Feels actually relatively thin. I mean, S35, decent stock. I just think this is a really good all-arounder, you know? Again, I'm not a big fixed blade guy, so, you know, take my thoughts with a grain of salt here. It has, again, a sort of old-timey designer maker look, right? Like a Terzula, Carry, stuff like that. Actually, it kind of looks like a Les George a little bit. Yeah, I really like it. This is the Such edition, which is cool. These two kind of go together pretty well. This would be a pretty good primary, secondary, or whatever, fixed blade folder combo. And I really like this little lanyard spot back here. That's the G10. And then there's the tang, full tang design. Yeah, really comfortable and not a huge handle. You know, sometimes I feel like they go too big on the handle. This is like perfect for everything you need. I think this is probably going to go in my truck and replace the other one if that's what's in there. I also have some kind of Civivi in there. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it just looks like a good cutter. I just think it would. Man, I'm going to go bushcrafting with this thing. I'm just kidding. That micarta is really nice, though. Got to give it to him on this one. And then the sheath, my goodness. Look at that. Tell me that's not the best sheath you've seen on an Oknife. You haven't seen many, but then look, you have a belt loop right here. And you can keep it horizontal, I guess. Or you can even have it go through this way and be vertical. It's a genius idea for the sheath. It'll go either way. That's what she said. Look at that. Horizontal carry. Horizontal carry and vertical carry. Really nice sheath, man. Look how thick that is. I know some of you guys want to hate on Oknife, but this is excellent. And apparently this is going to be available on Olight's website and Oknife's website. So Oknife now has their own website. They, as far as I know, what happened was they canceled the O-Buy stuff, and they now have the Oknife website. So it's Oknife and then Olight. So I will link both down below. The code LeftyEDC will work on either of those websites, and we'll get you 10% off of any non-sale items. But this is a pretty cool pickup for Father's Day if that's what you're looking for. I would not be mad if I got this for Father's Day, even not being a a fixed blade guy. I think it's real nice, Clark. Here's a size comparison to the Jack Wolf fixed blade. Another large fixed blade for you there. I don't know if you guys got one of these. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see how many people pick one of these up. This is the Midnight Fix EDC from Jack Wolf Knives. Dropped on the 14th. Very, very cool. Has this real nice slip, I think, anyway. So, yeah. There you go, guys. That's the Fortitude 2 Such edition. Shout out to Such, man. I'll link his channel down below because you should check it out. And then this is the Concept Ray from Karambit Maker. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.